Welcome, everybody. Excuse me. Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of Real Spill. It's your boy Shyne checking in with you one more time. I got my homeboy Gutta with me. Gutta, what's up, fam?
What's going on with you, bro?
Man, everything good. Always good to see you, bro. Always good to see you, man. Man, today is July 10th. It's a Sunday, man. Know everybody out getting ready to go get their praise on or just getting their rest on. Whatever you do for your Sunday, I hope you have a great time doing it. Today it's supposed to be storming down here in Georgia. Yeah, man. So I hope everybody stay in, stay safe, do whatever you gotta do, man, to make it home to your people. Now we got a full show today, man. We talking about everything from teens in Philadelphia killed a 72-year-old man. The post office going up on its prices, and a trans woman is suing the police department. But our first story that we're gonna talk about is a 14-year-old boy got stabbed during a fight inside the subway station on Saturday in New York City. He was fatally stabbed. He died at the hospital, I believe. Officers responding to the 911 call found the boy on the train platform in a North Harlem subway station with a stab wound to the abdomen. Boy, that stab to the stomach get you, boy. There's so many vital organs and stuff up in there, man. Like you have to, man, I hate that for Buddy. They say preliminary investigations indicate a fight or dispute began on the street and continued into the train station where an altercation occurred. The team was transported to a hospital where he was pronounced dead approximately a half an hour later. That boy knew he was gonna stab him, but he waited till he got on the train so he can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? He'll be able to escape real fast. Um, Surveillance footage from the MTA provided images of people who were at the scene. They released descriptions of possible suspects to responding officers. One man who matched some of the description and was bleeding from his back and abdomen was taken into custody. Police are going through the video from the scene and talking to witnesses. There are no other suspects being sought. They urge people with any information to please come forward. That is just fucked up right there, man. Young man was just starting to begin his life and had snuffed out by another young man, probably looked similar to him, man. At the end of the day, this black on black crime, we got to do something about it, man. But our vibrations are so low now, man, because the music that we listen to, the vibrations are low in it. And the music that we listen to, we have no respect for each other, man. Everybody is a op instead of us being in this thing together and understanding who the real ops is, who the real person is keeping you down. Your neighbor next door to you ain't keeping you down. That he ain't the reason why you in the hood, that person that's next door to you. He ain't your enemy. We got to understand that and start living that, start teaching that, man. We just had an altercation here in our hometown, three young men who all look alike, all know each other, all went to school with each other, shooting at each other. Like there's no other way for you to deal with conflict other than picking up a gun and shooting somebody. You need to work on your communication skills because you'll never be able to get nowhere in life literally. How you gonna be a rapper and you can't communicate? You can't talk. You got to be able to talk things out, man. What happened to agreeing to disagree? Why we can't just not agree about this and still be okay? Everything got to come down to violence at the end of the day when it come to us, man. And I don't even want to argue with nobody, dog. Soon as somebody act like they want to argue anything, man, I'm gonna back away from the situation. I notice I said I ain't gonna walk away. I'm gonna back away because I ain't turning my back on none of these motherfuckers. You understand? But oh man, we just gonna have to pray for these people involved, man. I hope their families are able to find some kind of comfort, man. You send your child somewhere, you expect your child to come back home, man. Oh man, that's just a tough one, man. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. On our next story, we're gonna talk about Mary Trump and Donald Trump. Now, I don't think Mary and Donald on the best of speaking terms or anything, but she seemed to always got something to say. Nah, man. They keep asking the question and she keep answering them. I mean, I can't knock somebody from taking a check when somebody offer you a check. Man, shit, they come ask me about Donald Trump today and they offer me a check. I say whatever the fuck, you understand me? But I don't know how credible her information is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know how close she is to her uncle. Now she said that her uncle is likely shaking in his boots after hearing former White House counsel Pat Cipollone spent over 8 hours talking with investigators working for the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot. Now, everything I've heard about Donald Trump since he became president, the stuff that we knew about Donald Trump before he was president, it seemed like we just throw that all away. You don't pay no attention to all the stuff he did before he was president. It's the Donald Trump before he was president, and then it's this Donald Trump. It's two different people.
Right.
Two totally different people. Now, they say everything they told me about this guy would make me believe that why would he be shaking in his boots? He believes he's right. Like from what they tell me, they make it sound like he delusional as hell.
Right.
They make it sound like he still think he won. He still think these four missing votes somewhere. He still think. So why would he be scared of something that somebody else saying if everybody done told him he done lost, he ain't paid that no attention. So I believe Donald Trump got a disease called he don't give a fuck.
He does.
And he wear that on his sleeve.
Lay down, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I don't know how much credibility Mary got, but Mary say my boy shaking in his boots, man. Last thing I heard that he still finna announce that he gonna run for president again in this summer sometime. So those two things both can't be true. One of them things ain't true. We'll find out a little bit later on which one is and which one ain't. Now, the next story we're going to talk about as we move along, man. Up in Philadelphia, these teenagers done killed a 72-year-old man with a traffic cone. Now, the video is a little explicit. I'm finna play it for y'all. The video is just a little explicit. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get it put up for you. Let's see here. It's crazy. Look out. God. That's like a little girl right there. But these kids these days, man. That's a couple little girls out there.
Oh.
Man, what is this generation? Like for real. What in the hell is this generation coming to, bro? Like that man wasn't bothering nobody. That man wasn't bothering nobody. Now this happened on June 14th, where a group of teenagers pursued the vehicle. The victim, identified as James Lambert, down the street in Philadelphia. He was attempting to walk away from the group at around 3 a.m. What them damn children doing outside at 3 a.m.? They then followed the 72-year-old across the street before one of the male assailants attacked him from behind by hitting him with the traffic cone. The blow knocked him to the ground, at which one point the group's females picked up the cone and hit him with it again. The incident was filmed by other members of the group who appeared to be smiling and laughing, though one of the females appeared taken aback by the incident and held her hands over her mouth in a gesture suggesting shock. He tried to flee before he was hit again by the same female. They then left the scene as one of the males pedaled away on a scooter, smiling. He was taken to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries the next day. None of the assailants have been arrested yet, but they will be pretty soon. They will be pretty soon. Yeah, that was a good camera angle. Somebody know exactly who them children is. They ain't know they were finna kill him. But boy, y'all finna ride. Yeah, man, y'all finna ride the juvenile system for quite a long time. Now, till you're 18 for sure. We're gonna move on to our next story, man. A Florida man was shot in the head after holding his therapist hostage for 15 hours. What kind of therapist she was that she couldn't talk that man down after 15 hours? But I'm sorry about that. He held her hostage at his home for 15 hours and he raped, beat, and threatened to kill the woman.
God damn.
He kidnapped a social worker. He got a wild name, Zivi Alswan. He expected to survive his injuries. Um, he was booked in the street. They referred call for a welfare check at the home. When deputies arrived, they heard a woman screaming for help. They forced their way into the home and found him holding a woman at knife point against her will. Um, the sergeant shot him on the side of his forehead after he refused commands to drop the knife. The woman was transported to a separate hospital where she is listed in stable condition. When she said people that previously worked with Oswald warned her that he had faced a sexual battery charge as a juvenile. He faced several felony charges related to this incident, false imprisonment, aggravated assault. Yeah, he ain't gonna be out for a long time, as he deserved.
Yeah, she thought everybody was lying to
Yeah, man. When people try to goddamn warn you, when God put signs in front of you, look at them and pay attention to them. Don't just think you the baddest. You ain't the baddest. Now, employees walked off the job after they paychecks bouncing. I don't know anybody that can blame them. This place called the Bread Factory in Trevoli Village
Right.
did not pay they folk. The bakery style restaurant has been open for less than a month, and already employees say their first check bounced on July 5th. God damn, what you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? I know one thing, I will not be goddamn baking no more bread around this motherfucker. Now we're gonna move on to our next story. In case you didn't know, the United States Postal Service is increasing their rate starting today. Um, yeah, man, everything going up, man. But I did hear some good news the other day as far as everything concerned. The price of wood then came back down. And if you can remember, around about the middle of 2020, wood skyrocketed. And that's when all the prices started going up. So now wood done dropped 50% in the last couple of weeks. So wood has gotten relatively cheap again. So hopefully it'll have a trickle down effect. And after a while, we'll be able to get this thing back to where.
My portion.
Hey man, you might better get two on. Moving on to our next story, man. They say several 100,000 cases of COVID is going unreported now. And I tell them why, because people don't want y'all to be putting them in the hospital. People don't believe in y'all vaccine. People, y'all told too many truths, see. And what I mean by that is, every time y'all told us something, y'all told us it was the truth and it was 100% the truth. You told us get this shot, we'll be straight.
Yeah.
Then you told us get one more shot, we'll be straight. Then you said boost the first two shots and you'll be straight. Then you said you got to boost the booster for the shot that you got. And now you saying again this fall we're gonna have to get another shot. Like if you had just came out in the beginning and said it's gonna be like a flu shot type thing, every year you're gonna have to get a refresher with the boo, and then we'll be able to make a move. That ain't what y'all said. Y'all said this thing was a vaccine. Y'all need to stop calling that flu thing a vaccine, because it ain't. If it's a vaccine, we expect to not be able to get it. That's what we expect. Just like how I can't get the measles, how I can't get chicken pox. That's what we expect out of vaccine. And when y'all use the wrong words and shit, we paying attention to the words because we so used to being lied to. And any kind of thing you put in there that call that mistrust, people would rather sit at home and figure that shit out for themselves. Especially if I go to the hospital, all you gonna do is put me on a list and goddamn tell me to go home and sit down by myself. That's all you gonna do. Tell me to stay hydrated, take some Tylenol and shit like that for the cold symptoms, and stay by myself. I can do that without going to pay no money. You know what I'm saying? I can do that without getting the bill. So that's why I can go. Man, a lot of this stuff they be intrigued by and questioned by. It's just simple shit, fam. We're gonna move on to our next story. A trans woman is suing. Hold on one second. Yeah, man. The trans woman sued after 5 officers watched her take a shower. And I don't want to say nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. I um okay, so a transgender woman were born a man, right?
Right.
Now, it's so confusing, man, because they call everything the same thing. Like a transgender woman that still got a dick is still just a transgender woman, and a transgender woman who done had the surgery. Like, they need another name for that. They need another name for the ones they separated. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, they need. I need it's too. I don't have enough information in this article. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
'Cause for one, I don't know like what they trying to say. You know, like is she one of them like old boy from the Orange, the New Black got the pretty thing that they done made at the doctor office?
Right.
You know, or is she somebody who still walking around with wood? If they trying to see the wood, like if they peeking to see wood, or I don't know what they're doing. You know, I'm gonna ask you this. You worked in the prison system. If a transgender came through there, would you be?
Straight to the hole, man. I worked the hole one day. It was shower day.
Word.
I let it say it. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't. I swear.
Word,
Like
man.
all the inmates come in, you know, they saying, "Shit, we got a bra down here. This big ass bra."
Word,
You
man.
know, the paperwork don't say here all day. He just say why he locked up in the hole for. So I'm taking him out the cell and put him in. I'm like, oh man.
Now you know why you in the hole.
Yeah. You gonna go down to M building, but no.
Oh man, but you know, man, I, I, after watching Orange is the New Black, I know that's got to be a situation for those people because I don't want to say nothing disrespectful or offensive or anything like that, but I want everybody to have the right to be who the fuck they want to be.
Right.
At the end of the day, I don't feel I have no right to tell nobody who the fuck they is and who they can't be. None of that shit down. And I feel like it's fucked up that when these people break the law that they have to be in segregation because of the situation. I mean, it's unsafe on both ends. If you got a man transgender in a woman's prison, it'll be like the dude that got the ones pregnant or some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. They'll be raping her every day.
You know they will.
So like it's so it's I don't know what to do. Like I don't know. Do you build them their own prison? But then you have to build one of each kind. Like, 'cause it's so, like I said, they call everything the same thing. You'll still be putting people with dicks and people with pussies in the same prison if you just did it like that. Because some transgender women have dicks and some transgender women have pussies.
Right.
I mean, we just speaking frank here.
Yeah.
So you can't put them all in the same. Like, would you have to just say all pussies in this prison and all woods in this prison? But then you'll still end up with some strong ass men in the prison with these little bitty ass women who could just beat them to death. Man, I'm glad I ain't in no position to have to worry about fixing that problem right now. Because all I see is lawsuits everywhere. Man, all I see is, because you can't get it right. There's no way to get that right across the board, fam. That is an unsolvable problem. Oh man, we're gonna move on, bro. We're gonna move on, keep the story moving. A man's double life has cost him severely. It was exposed when his wife met his fiance. Now, in my experience of life, those are two people you don't never want to meet each other. No, man, if your wife messaging your fiance is got abort. Man, he was slipping on his pimping somewhere. But Buddy got hemmed up down there in Orlando, Florida. Jessica Videvnani was dating Gregory Bender, a successful hedge fund manager. What she didn't know at the time is that Greg was already married. Greg a hell of a guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Greg said he make enough money to handle two of them. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you can't afford it, don't try it. That was Greg tell you. You know what I'm saying? Greg said slack off the pimping, man. he wasn't gonna marry that girl. He was just trying to keep her there. You know what I Yeah, man. He wanted cake and eat it too.
Probably a third one out there.
Man, ain't no telling, man. Powerful men do powerful things, dog. And it just started in 2022 where we want to act like women don't like powerful men. You know, it's all of a sudden with the Me Too movement, we act like that is not a thing. You know, like women don't fall for the power. And that's the way it's been since the beginning of time. And now they're giving these bitches the opportunity to come back and sue 50 years later when you don't wife her up. You know, when she failed for you because you had that position and she throwing herself on you because you got that position. But then when you go ahead and get what she was offering to you, but then you don't wife her up, she can come back 25, 30 years later when her life ain't went the way she thought it was gonna go and sue you to get the money that she thought that she was gonna have because she was gonna be married to you. Ain't life a bitch. I'm talking about ain't life a bitch, but this is the shit we live in right now. But I feel I'm scared for all successful men out there, especially if you made your money a long time ago. Now, if you knew making money, you know the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, if, shit, damn near if you fucker, you got the goddamn. We got to be sober. You know what I'm saying? We can't have no intoxicants. I'm like, man. Man, I might need me an old contract, man. I might need me an old contract saying that we both wanted to do this here thing. Cause boy, I'm telling you, and broke men, y'all need to start doing that too. Cause you might not always be broke, you know. And then shit, broke bitches hurt the worst. Broke bitches hurt the worst, fam. God, she'll be feeling real bad. She's still back home, and you done moved on and got bigger and better things, and she'll see you as her come up, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, dog, we're gonna move on to the next story. The Highland Park mass shooter suspect posted anti-Semitic and racist content online. Now, I ain't pull this story up so I can read the story. I've just pulled this story up so I can talk about it. Now, the headline is Highland Park mass shooter posts anti-Semitic and racist content online. What the headline should be is that he posted online and nobody ever said anything because he ain't just posting it to himself. He's not the only person seeing this shit. So I bet he got likes and all kind of shit going across his profile. You understand me? So this shit is bigger than him. It's a whole community. And I think they should have met all the people that like and all that shit. They need or investigate them, see what they got going on. I mean, the same way that you investigate everybody that call Young Thug. Right. You know what I'm saying? The same exact way that you investigate everybody that talked to Casanova 2 times, everybody that talked to any of these other people that y'all have went after. It need to be the same kind of vigor in this case right here. You know, I just came to find out about 2 days ago that the FBI has a civil rights hotline where you can call them if you feel like a hate crime has been committed on your behalf, and they have to investigate every call that comes through there. If you watch next week, I have a number for you so I can put it up here. Right. But I think we need to start using that number because a lot of, from my understanding and what I've been reading and the research I've been doing, a lot of these police departments are not reporting white on black crimes as hate crimes, so it's not being put into the registry as a hate crime. And so when you look at the data, it looks like hate crimes are going down at a time when hate crimes are on the rise. Right. Because nobody's reporting it. Us as black people, for one, we never feel safe reporting anything anyway, because we feel like the police and the FBI know each other way better than they know us. So they gonna take his word over it before they take my word for it. And we've been conditioned to believe that way. We don't even trust black police officers. We would much rather have the white guy come over in most instances. Because I'm just telling you from my experience, the black guy go over and above the call of duty, trying to prove himself to his comrades. He'll go a little bit farther. I done had numerous run-ins with the police. I done had too many to talk to count. I've only been drawn down on by one black officer. I've only been drawn down on by one officer, a black officer. You understand? So, you know, it's it's conditioned. It's conditioned hate, man. Because for one, a black guy who goes to join the police force, more than likely he wasn't cool. You know, I mean, I'm just gonna be real. I ain't no nigga that was cool growing up and becoming the police, fam. It don't happen like that. You know, now a lot of those guys who go play football and they weren't good enough to actually go nowhere else and play football, a lot of them will become officers because that's all they know how to do. Monkey see, monkey do, go hit the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the simplest jobs in the world to do. We ain't talking about detectives and crime scene investigators and stuff like that. No, them right there, those are real technical jobs that take a lot of training and effort and everything like that. I'm just talking about patrol officers that run out to people and stuff like that. Like that's simple stuff, you know what I'm saying? CTE don't bother you that bad. And then that's another thing that I had never thought about till just then. A lot of these ex-football players probably got some CTE going on in their head. You know, if you was a bad football player, you got hit a lot. You did. They use you as the practice dummy a lot. You know what I'm saying? The good players get to hit you to practice. You know, so that's a thing we need to start considering too, man. These people need to go through psychological evals like all the time, and they need to be like those psychological evals, like how they give you to work at Walmart. Nigga, man, have you ever taken one of those psych evals to work at Walmart? Nigga, they ask you so many questions about will you steal from them, but they ask it to you 32 different ways trying to trip you up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of question we need. Man, Walmart is serious about you not stealing their shit, dog. They make you take a psych eval before you run off in Walmart and get a job, bro. And people still steal from them. But you know, man, let's just move on, bro. Let's just move on to my next story. The next story I got, man, is one of my TikTok videos that I put out this week. I hope y'all all follow me over there on TikTok at The Real Spill. We did a video this week about the July 4th massacre up in Hamburg, South Carolina. And I wanted to share that with y'all today.
Dawn of the 20th century, African Americans in major cities lived scattered throughout the city. They weren't segregated particularly. It's only with the Great Migration of 6 to 7 million African Americans north and west escaping the South, the predominant response of the United States government and state and local governments to the Great Migration was to contain Black people in their own neighborhoods. And HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, was particularly a part of this role. But the precursors to HUD introduced and encouraged racially restrictive covenants, redlining of every major city where African Americans landed. The federal government was a sponsor of urban renewal, infamously called Negro removal by the great James Baldwin.
Urban renewal, which means moving the Negroes out. It means Negro removal. That is what it means. And the federal government is an accomplice to this fact.
That so-called urban renewal also included a federally sponsored interstate highway system, which was intentionally designed to mow through vibrant Black neighborhoods. Take Miami, for example. 2 highways, I-95 and I-395, bulldoze right through the predominantly Black and low-income Overtown neighborhood, previously called Colored Town during segregation.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development and the federal government writ large in the first 7 decades of the 20th century invested billions of dollars in racial segregation and concentrated poverty. Each time this country created a peculiar institution that subordinated Black people, slavery, Jim Crow, it created and dismantled it.
That's just one of many things like that, situations like that, where events happen where mobs of white men came through and destroyed Black towns across the country. I will be highlighting a lot more of those on my TikTok channel. Again, follow us at The Real Spill. on TikTok. It's The Real Spill on Instagram. Just check us out everywhere. We out here. I done had a good time today. Gutta, how about yourself, bro?
Yes, sir, all the time.
Yeah, man. It's Sunday, man. I want y'all to get out there, enjoy yourself, man. God bless all of y'all out there, man. We're gonna get ready to get out of here.